What do you feel when you find out that in the past few years, a lot of Tibetans have self-immolated?
Very sad. Very sad. Must investigate what's the causes. These sort of self-burnt people, not drunk, not family problem, but other sort of issue. Recent years, the Chinese officials describe me as a demon.
As a demon, not as a living God, as a demon.
Living demon.
A living demon.
I responded, yes, I'm demon with horn.
Have you accepted your mistakes?
Oh yes, of course.
Have you apologized to someone?
Oh yes.
To whom?
To whom? The person whom is I use some sort of harsh word or something.
Are you ever harsh in someone? Are you hard?
Oh yes, sometimes it's harsh.
Really?
Yeah,
Because you look so kind.
Wait.
Déjame preguntar, mami. Don't say.
No.
¿El que te viste o el que te desviste?
Es muy sensual.
Claro. Is it the time to say goodbye?
No, we are 10 more.
Ya, carnal.
Tienes enojo, tienes rabia, tienes coraje. Mataste a tu hija.
Eso va a quedar grabado para la posteridad.
Yo te decía que me dieras un beso y no quería.
Sí, porque
Quítate la camisa, Joaquín. Muchas gracias, caramba. ¿Qué tal,
Do you laugh at yourself?
Do I?
Are you shy, Sofía?
I'm shy, I am.
Para conquistar a tantas mujeres en tu vida, ¿qué hacías? Los expresidentes son como los jarritos chinos. Están muy bonitos, pero ¿qué hago con ellos?
oye, que tiene razón.
¿Tienes algo? Esas son viejas. His Holiness...
That way.
No, we don't need. His Holiness the Dalai Lama on the flesh. I'm so honored. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And I say on the flesh because many think of you, you just said it, like the living Buddha, like a god. How do you see yourself? How do you perceive yourself?
Human being. Just a normal human being.
Like the rest of us.
I always mention when I give talk, mentally, emotionally, physically we are same.
We are the same.
Of course, this case you are female, I'm male. That's the difference. Otherwise, same.
What do you, now that you say that you mention I'm a female, how is women and Buddhism? And how do you feel about women and discrimination?
I think 2,600 years, almost 6,000, 2,600 years ago. Then, you see, Indian culture, there is slight sort of discrimination. But compare situation, compared to the situation, Buddha give equal right, male and female. So the highest of the ordination, the monk ordination, same sort of ordination, female also. Of course, according to the existing local cultural heritage, sort of male highest of the ordained, usually you see sit first, and then female next. But as far as the vow is concerned, it's the same level.
The same level.
And then Bodhisattva Yana, or another sort of level of practice, mainly practice of altruism, then completely equal. No differences, male and female, like that.
So you consider yourself a feminist? Because of women's rights?
Yes, last is a few, I think more than 15, 20 years, I come out the female's right, speak female's right, and then in human history, and very, very ancient time, then no education, simply, you see, and in the society, in very original, very, very ancient time, no concept of leadership. Then eventually, the population increased and farming system start. So then it is necessary, it is someone who sort of look after whole community. So concept of leadership developed. At that time, no rule of education, so only physical strength. So male dominance then start. Eventually education develop. Education brings more equal, male and female. Now today, the situation is such, just education is not enough. We need more compassionate sort of mind, or another word I usually call education about warm-heartedness is now very, very necessary. So in that respect, female should take more effective role for promotion of human affection, human compassion. Because physically, female more sensitive about other sort of pain.
Because we give birth also, no?
That's right. That's right. We come from mother's sort of stomach. I don't know what it would call. Oh, not fathers. And then
Mothers.
Then of course they biologically, you say father have no sort of milk. Mother, not only we human being, but even animal, dogs, cats. You see, mother have to sort of fed, have to feeding the youngster. Without that, they can't survive.
So you think women are more compassionate than men? Maybe?
I think so.
You think so?
I think so. Now here, compassion, two levels. One level of compassion, biological factor. In that respect, female is more stronger.
Okay.
The another level of compassion through training, then same, male and female, same.
Because it's trained.
Brain same, yes.
Okay, okay. You were in Mexico 2 years ago. How do you find Mexico now? How do you find the climate? You know, you're aware that we've been going through a lot of painful days, painful years due to drug struggle.
Now, of course, my visit is short, and so the main sort of what's the time? I mean, most of the time, just talk or discussion, not the research. What is the situation?
But you're aware.
So I don't know.
You don't know.
You're
aware of what's going on.
Of course, through world media, I know there is some murders, some sad things. It's not only the Mexico case, but many parts of the world. Now in Middle East, a lot of killing, and Asia also, a lot of killing. Very sad, very sad. But Mexico people, I think generally looks more smiling. That's good.
We used to smile, yes.
That's good. That's better. I think much better with more smile rather than like that. You won't get any benefit. Remain very serious. You won't get any benefit.
Were you interested in meeting President Peña, the president of Mexico? Were you interested in meeting him? Last time you met President Calderón,
Yes.
the former president. You were interested in meeting? No?
Actually, my visit entirely non-political. Then also, you see, now since 2011, I completely retired from political responsibility. And then also, you see, wherever I go, I do not want to create any inconvenience to anybody. So therefore, I have not much sort of interest or, effort to seek audience, no?
Last time you were here and you met with former President Calderon, there was a very big issue with China. You're aware of that, no?
That always happens.
That always happens. Yeah,
even some universities, when they invite me to talk or some sort of protest local Chinese missions, that also happens.
What do you think of that, Your Holiness? I met Richard Gere last week in New York, and we were talking about that. And he said, I really don't understand how such a powerful country as China fears so terribly about only one man, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. What do you think of that?
No, that's, firstly, I think the totalitarian system and a lot of sort of censorship. So the people only sort of hearing their official sort of view. So their political necessity, you see, they create certain sort of the image about me. But then that doesn't matter. Not important. You see, recent years, the Chinese officials describe me as a demon.
As a demon, not as a living God, as a demon.
A demon, living demon.
A living demon.
And then when I firstly heard that, I responded, yes, I'm demon with horn.
Do you foresee any solution?
These are, you see, not important.
How do you see China nowadays with the new China, the new government?
China, most populated nation, 1.3 billion of population. I think India, around 2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
These two nations are most populated two nations. And China, as well as India, both very ancient, with long history and a civilized nation, and Chinese people generally very hardworking.
Very hardworking, yes.
And wherever they live, you see, they can manage very well. So very realistic, and basically cultured people. So we always admire Chinese culture, Chinese people. But then I think that a huge country, I think last few centuries, too much ups and downs, too much suffering. So in the early period of the revolution movement, I think under the leadership of Chairman Mao Zedong, the Chinese Communist Party, I think, really made some significant sort of change, positive change.
Okay.
So when I was in China, 1954, 55, so I noticed the enthusiasm, not only the leader, but public also, you see, at that time, really.
The people.
New time, new opportunity. The government is emphasizing importance of right of working class people, including farmers, these people. You see, the government really pay attention, their livelihood, their right. It's wonderful. As a socialist, as a Marxist, in Marxist economy theory, you know, the emphasis importance of equal distribution. That I think very good. In Marxist economy theory, that is the moral principle. Whereas capitalist economy theory only concerns profit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So at that time very good. But then I think the problem, during Bolshevik Revolution, certainly in wartime, crisis time, censorship, secrecy, distrust, and tight control is something relevant. But that sort of practice then become part of their system. That's the mistake. So it's China's case also. Early period, good.
But then
The system is such, you see, they take out individual freedom. So that's very, very unfortunate.
And
so that's my feeling.
which is the current situation?
So now today, naturally, you see people, same Chinese people, cultured people. So now, you see, no matter how much effort like Cultural Revolution or Tiananmen Massacre, but still, you see, people now keep their own 1,000-year-old culture and spirituality. Nowadays in China, over 400 millions population, Buddhist population. Now China become the most populated nation, Buddhist populated nation. Like that.
The current situation in Tibet, Your Holiness, how is it? Do you foresee any solution in the short run for your people, for your country?
Situation in Tibet is very, very sad. Very, very, very sad. As in recent years, they carry some kind of some policy. They try to eliminate Tibetan culture, including Tibetan language. Nowadays, it can't work. So now things are changing, particularly with the new leadership. It seems that they are approaching more realistic approach. So we'll see, but too early to say.
Are you optimistic?
Yes, optimistic.
Do you think you're going to live enough to see a solution for Tibet and your people?
Oh, quite sure.
Really?
Although, 78-year-old person.
I know.
If I remain another 10, 15 years, I'm quite sure. We'll see.
Okay, so you
New
think
situation.
the solution will be in the next 10 years, the most?
Yes.
For your people?
Change take place, but slowly. That also I prefer that. All the certain change, the present system collapse, then too much chaotic situation develop. That's nobody's interest. So gradual, step-by-step change, I think that's much better for everybody.
You've been in exile for many years, and that should be sad, and that should be very painful. How do you deal with that?
That depends on your own sort of mental attitude. If you're too much attached one's own country, then outside, terrible. I'm Buddhist. Every day sort of prayer, we never sort of pray only for Tibetan, but entire sentient being and the entire world. And then particularly India, emotionally very close. In the past, you see, in spite of many difficulties, you see, many Tibetan, once a life, they take pilgrimage, go to India. Now I had the opportunity last over 54 years, always remaining in India.
Only, yes.
And then also, you see, I always talk and think humanity, not this nation, that nation. So wherever I go, I feel human place, not much differences. Easterner, Westerner, Southerner, Northerner.
Home.
There's Tibetan saying, I think very, very helpful.
Which is?
Tibetan saying, say that the place wherever you feel happy is your home.
Is your home. So.
And whenever you see people show you friendly attitude, then that is your parent. So that kind of
So
thinking.
home will
very
be a
helpful.
state of mind? Home will be a state of mind? It's home will be a state of mind?
I think more human being, the humanity, then wherever you live with human community, it's your home. Not much differences.
What do you feel when you find out? Do you read newspapers,
But
Your Holiness?
at the same time, you see, Tibetan culture, Tibetan spirituality, I really feel not only just a unique, but also I think complete form of Buddhist teaching. And the Buddhist teaching based on the reality. The reality, matters and minds, consciousness. So it's a Buddhist literature, a lot of explanation about matters, about consciousness or mind or emotion. So even look from academic way, the Tibetan knowledge about science of mind, science of matter, it's quite rich. I notice among Buddhist different traditions and the other tradition, I think Tibet Buddhist tradition is pure lineage of Nalanda tradition. So Nalanda, I think at that time, through several centuries, Nalanda monastic institution remained as an academic center.
Okay.
Not just some prayer or some chanting, no. So detailed sort of study about what is matter, particles, and consciousness, different emotions, how it works. So these, I think, we can consider knowledge something relevant to today's world, today's humanity.
That can keep us together. Knowledge. Do you don't?
So that knowledge is, I
yes,
think,
because you don't preach religion.
No.
You don't preach religion.
I never try to propagate Buddhism. No. It's individual matter. Religion is individual matter.
It doesn't
personal
matter if
matter.
I'm Jewish and
Yes. So long you are sincere or serious about your own faith, and then all have same sort of potential. Produce good human being, sensible human being, very good. But then culture related with community or even humanity. I think Tibetan culture, usually I describe, Tibetan culture is culture of peace, culture of non-violence, ultimately culture of compassion. That kind of culture is, I think, very much relevant with humanity. We need that. A lot of crisis, as you mentioned, a lot of violence, a lot of sort of, exploitation and corruptions. These are lack of human spirit. So, culture of compassion is something very relevant.
what's the difference between science in Buddhism and Western science, for example? What's the approach?
Now here, we have approach same.
Okay.
Analyze, research, experiment. Buddhist science also like that. So actually, you see, the whole sort of Buddhism general, in particular Nalanda tradition, you must be skeptical. Any point. Then research.
That's the way to start. Skeptical.
Investigation.
Okay.
So the scientific way of approach and Buddhist way of approach very similar, particularly Nalanda tradition. So then the matter or subject about particles. In that field, modern Western science much developed. I think with the help of these instrument, sophisticated instrument. In Asia, Buddhists only use brain without these instruments.
Okay.
So you see, Western science much developed.
Technology, a lot of technology.
Technology. Then, whereas the science of mind or consciousness is concerned, Western modern science is something like kindergarten, very, very beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
Buddhist psychology or ancient Indian psychology, and including Buddhist psychology, knowledge about mind and emotion, highly developed. So therefore, now me personally, last over now 30 years, serious discussion with scientists, and mainly 4 fields: cosmology, neurobiology, physics, particularly like quantum physics. That's very similar Buddhist philosophical view. We can't find objectively. So very similar. And then psychology. So these 4 fields, common ground or sort of common subject. Buddhism also is a lot of explanation or research in this field. Modern science also is very much involved in these 4 fields. So combination, we Buddhists, immense benefit learning from modern science. And the scientists about mind, about consciousness, is a modern science find immense sort of useful to bring knowledge from East, like that.
You're very passionate about science, right?
Yes, I love science.
Yeah.
I believe science.
I know.
I really.
Don't science and religion collide? Don't they confront each other?
No. Science, up to now, mainly you see involved about a particle, matter. So that related with physical. Religion, any religion, talking about faith or compassion. So dealing with mind. So 2 separate fields. I don't think. If you look more deeper way, recently I met some group of Muslim scholars or teachers. You see, this is the same question they asked me. Then I told them, no problem. Simply, you see, 2 separate fields. Science, fully involved about matter. That is related with our physical comfort.
Okay.
But then religion, she mentioned or consider importance of faith and love, compassion, forgiveness, tolerance, these things is related with mind. So we need both.
The combination of both.
You see, practice compassion without a food, impossible.
Impossible.
So we need food. So the science is very necessary to produce more food, and nutritions. Yes, scientists. You see, they explain about nutrition, these things, and also you see, I think usually you see, I used to describe hygiene of physical as well as hygiene of emotion. Religion usually, you see, mainly involved about hygiene of emotion.
The inside.
No, inside. If there is some sort of some people, human being, only body, no consciousness, then not necessarily religion, only science. And the religious sort of people with physical need science.
Yeah, of course. Your Holiness, how do you react to criticism?
Criticism good. Criticism.
Does it hurt when you listen?
That depends on your own sort of stand or your own viewpoint. You see, develop thoroughly. You see, the investigation and the experiment. Then your view is right. Then some criticism, you may develop compassion or sense of concern. Oh, how poor their ignorance.
But what about your people?
Then you see your own mistake on the basis of your own mistake. Some criticism come. Then you have to accept your mistake and apologize.
Have you accepted your mistakes?
Oh yes, of course.
Have you apologized to someone? Yes.
Oh yes.
To whom?
Oh, to whom? As, the person whom is I use some sort of harsh word or something. Then afterward, I actually you see, I show special smile. That's a form of apology.
Your Holiness, are you ever harsh in someone? Are you hard?
Oh yes, sometimes it's harsh.
Really?
Yeah,
Because you look so kind.
Look,
You're always so kind.
Wait. I think almost 10 years ago, in America, one time, one lady, what you call columnist, writing some stories in New York Times. She came, and so beside other sort of the points, the other subject, she also, you see, asked me, what you want my legacy? Legacy, what do you call legacy?
The legacy.
Oh, then I told her, I am Buddhist monk, should not think about your own name or legacy, these things. Then she talked another subject. Then again she asked that, what do you want your legacy? And I answer, same way. Then again, third time she asked me. Then I lost my then I lost my temper.
No.
Then no longer smile. I don't know why. I already told like that. So then next year she came to see me
Again.
Then both laughing. That sort of also the incident. What was it? Incident?
Yeah, incident. Great.
Like that. So we become very close friend like that.
Okay. But for example, when the critics come from your people, from Tibetans, young Tibetans, that might say that you haven't done enough to free them, and you have a different concept of what Tibet should be. No? You don't want separation, they want separation.
Yes, that's understandable. You see, sometimes young people see very sort of strong sort of enthusiasm, and sometimes, if may I say so, lack of experience,
Yeah, sure.
and also lack of holistic sort of view. All my sort of decisions, for example, at age 16, I took the responsibility,
I know.
political responsibility. And I had meeting with Chairman Mao Zedong several times, meeting with Pandit Nehru several times, and discuss. And we also appealed United Nations about Tibet issue, 59, and I think 60 and 65, like that. So out of all these different sort of experiences, then 1974, with my sort of colleague, the political leaders among our community, you see, we discussed. Then we decided, now sooner or later, we have to talk with Chinese government instead of appeal UN or some other things. So therefore, what is that?
Sorry, I don't know. What's that? Excuse us. Excuse us.
So then we decided the talk with central government, Chinese government. Question of independence is unrealistic. So then, usually we call middle way approach, not seeking independence, but meaningful autonomy.
Autonomy.
Not only, you see, one part of Tibet, but also the different area which Chinese constitution recognized as the area of Tibetan ethnic groups. So constitution provided sort of autonomy, autonomy region, autonomy district, autonomy county, autonomy prefecture. So those area which constitution accepted as a Tibetan ethnic groups area, then we all should have same right regarding preservation of their own culture, their own language and spiritual. So that's our way. That's sort of our stand. So the young people, very hot sort of brain, you see, they really want independence. Then when I, several times,
You talk to them.
I asked them, so just independence, not sufficient. You must sort of research, through research, you must produce method how to achieve the independence. Fail, showing that. So just a slogan, independence, independence. Meanwhile, 6 million Tibetans inside Tibet suffer immense.
In the
More
last,
sort of shout outside, more anger. They cannot suppress outside, only inside Tibet.
what do you feel when you find out that in the past few years, a lot of Tibetans have self-immolated?
Very sad, very sad. That is symptom. When that happened, I expressed, now the Chinese government, at least those concerned officials, now must investigate what's the causes. These sort of self-burnt people, not drunk, not family problem, but other sort of issue. So the leadership or the local sort of officials, it is not time to just, you see, telling something sort of, I mean, they always blame on us. If blaming on us really solving the problem, then most welcome, but won't solve the problem.
Let me ask you a couple of more questions quickly. Couple of more questions. Yes. What do you think of Buddhism and pop culture? You've been traveling the world several times. You've been meeting with all sorts of personalities, powerful celebrities. You received as a rock star all over you go. What do you think of Buddhism and pop culture? You can find Buddhism,
Pop culture?
pop culture, popular,
correct.
very popular.
Oh.
You can find Buddhism in advertising, in Hollywood, in music, all over. Does it trivialize this millenarium culture and religion? It makes it frivolous, maybe, or no? What do you think of that?
I don't know it's the exact, but sometimes the people take, you see, the Tibetan culture or Buddhism, something like fashion. That I
It's
think,
cool.
I
It's
think,
cool. It's hot.
not very sort of
Okay.
stable or not very sort of serious. So I always is telling Buddhist people who have interest about Buddhism, then first must study, pay more attention, study, then experiment by yourself. Then through that way, with fuller knowledge and some experience, really benefit to individual. Then okay, follow Buddhism, but not the fashion way, such and that kind of thing. No,
You don't like that?
I don't like.
Are you a happy man?
Okay.
Are you a happy man?
I think this moment, judging your face, you also happy man, happy
Yeah,
women.
after talking to you, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know if happiness is achievable, but I feel happy.
Oh yes. Happiness is very much related with mental attitude. If you look anything more negative way, you don't get happy.
I know.
Even though some difficulties, there are some positive things. Look different angle. You can see, you can find some positive things.
We can be trained to be happy, no? I guess.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Morning
First interview.
with me. Tashi the leg.
First delay.
Tashi the leg.
Okay.
Así, no? Please. All kind of meat, red meat, all kind of meat,
Enemy.
any meat. How are you this morning?
Always fresh.
Fresh?
fresh like this.
You like Mexican food, no?
Not yet test.
No? Tacos, no? We can be trained to be happy, no? I guess.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.